Sunday, July 24. The dedication. The grace of God, which, if received, leads to the practice of right things, is the line of demarcation between God's children and the multitude that believe not. While one is brought into captivity to Christ, another is brought into captivity and bondage to the prince of darkness. He who has responded to the drawing of Christ is aglow with his love. He shows forth the praises of him who has called him out of darkness into his marvelous light. He cannot help employing his talent of speech to show forth the grace which has been so abundantly bestowed on him. He has enlisted in the army of those who strive to advance the glory of God, and has thus become a channel of light. Willing and obedient, he is one of the number who are called by inspiration a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people. With the peace and joy of those who thus serve God, there is always seen a godly fear, lest the promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. This sanctified fear is entirely proper. It is not a servile, cowardly fear. It is a dread to do anything that Christ will not approve. This fear regulates the Christian experience. Those who feel it sanctify the Lord in their hearts. They regard God with a reverence and love that leads to self-abasement. But their fear is very different from the terror of a slave who lives in expectation of the lash. This genuine fear leads to firm reliance on God. Signs of the Times, September 22, 1898. There was to be nothing slack and untidy about those who appeared before him when they came into his holy presence. And why was this? What was the object of all this carefulness? Was it merely to recommend the people to God? Was it merely to gain his approbation? The reason that was given me was this, that a right impression might be made upon the people. If those who ministered in sacred office should fail to manifest care and reverence for God in their apparel and their deportment, the people would lose their awe and their reverence for God and his sacred service. If the priests showed great reverence for God by being very careful and very particular as they came into his presence, it gave the people an exalted idea of God and his requirements. It showed them that God was holy, that his work was sacred, and that everything in connection with his work must be holy, that it must be free from everything like impurity and uncleanness, and that all defilement must be put away from those who approach nigh to God. Gospel Workers, 1892 edition, pages 161 and 162.